Hello everyone, welcome back to Electrified Outdoors. Sorry for the echo, we're here in my garage, but I've got a really cool video for you today. We're going to show you the difference between the TeslaTap Mini, which is I call it the OG Tesla to J1772 Adapter, and the new A2Z Stellar Adapter, which is very similar, I feel very similar in quality, and costs less than half of what the TeslaTap Mini adapter costs. Now, why would you need a Tesla to J1772 adapter? Well, if you have a Tesla wall connector like we have here, or if you previously owned a Tesla and had one of these installed and now you're switching to another EV that maybe doesn't have the Tesla port, then you're going to need something like this. Now, I have this holster on the wall. This will be on my website under accessories. I'll put the link down in the video description. This is just an Electron wall mountable holster. They make one like this, and they also make another one that has some cable management on it. But this is the A2Z Stellar adapter, and this works very well, and it also has this lock on it, but I'm going to show you more on that in a minute. The first thing I'm going to show you is the one everybody likes and has liked for a long time, and that's the TeslaTap Mini. And then we'll take a closer look at the A to Z and see what the differences are. So here we have the TeslaTap Mini, and if you look at the unit itself, you'll see that it says TeslaTap Mini. Now this is the 60 amp version. They also make an 80 amp version as well. And if we look in here, we can also see what the pins look like inside of there. Then we can also see this side. This is your J1772 side. And we have a locking mechanism on the bottom. Not sure if you can see that on the camera. So the locking mechanism, and you can actually put a lock down there. It doesn't come with a lock. If you're using this when you're traveling, you can put a lock down there and it prevents someone from being able to unlatch it and steal the adapter. And then of course you have this piece on the top, and this is what disconnects the adapter from your vehicle. So this is the TeslaTap Mini. Very, very good, high quality adapter, and it's one that I highly recommend. The only issue is they're between $250 and $300, and that's a lot considering the Tesla wall connector here is only about $450. The universal wall connector from Tesla is about $600. So $250 to $300 is a lot to pay for an adapter. But I'm going to show you a new product from A to Z that's really, really cool. It comes with a case, and well, let's take a look at it. Okay everyone, so I've got a quick word from our newest partner, Athletic Brewing Company. Now, as most of you probably know, YouTube doesn't pay very well. One of the ways we keep the lights on here at Electrified Outdoors is through partnerships with brands like Athletic Brewing Company. Now they make non-alcoholic brews. They taste awesome. So you can have an ice cold brew and still have no effect on your outdoor adventures or your performance. Run Wild IPA, this is just awesome. They have so many awesome flavors. Check out Athletic Brewing Company at the link in the video description and save 10% off your first order. Thank you guys for supporting Electrified Outdoors. All right, everyone, so let's take a look at the A to Z Stellar adapter. This is the lower cost option, and I feel a really good quality option as opposed to the TeslaTap Mini. So we can see it comes with this case, free of charge. This case is included. And if we open up the case, nice foam insert on the top, foam insert for all around the adapter. And under here, I actually have two keys. What are the keys for, you might ask? Well, the unit has a locking mechanism built in. The same as with the TeslaTap Mini, it has a slot for a lock, which if you're out traveling, prevents someone from being able to come along and steal your adapter. These two keys control that locking mechanism. Now, as you can see, I'm using the Stellar adapter, and it's hooked up to my Tesla wall connector, and you can see how that works there. Unlike the TeslaTap, this one actually has a lock and unlock. So I slide that up to unlock it, and then I can pull my Tesla wall connector cable out. And so I'm just going to hang that there for right now. And let's take a closer look at the Stellar adapter. So the A2Z Stellar adapter, much like the A2Z Typhoon adapter, has this locking slide on the bottom of it. Nice firm clicking action, works really well. If we look inside, much like the TeslaTap Mini, we have some really high quality pins in there. This is a sturdy feeling unit. Now if we look at the front of the unit, we can see that it's very well made. Now when we look at the top of the unit, we can see that there is a lock up here at the top, and it also controls the latching mechanism. So a very compact unit, just like the TeslaTap Mini, but this works really well and has the locking mechanism built in. So let's see what happens when I lock this lock here on the top. So I'm just going to grab one of my keys and I'm going to stick it in this mechanism here, and I'm going to turn this to the right. And when I do that, all of a sudden I can no longer unlatch this. So if you're out in public using a public charger and you lock this, they will not be able to unlatch this from your car. They will be able to remove the plug, but they will not be able to remove the adapter from your car. And then when you're ready to disconnect it from the car, you simply put the key back in like this, turn it back to the left, and then you're able to remove it. So if you see, I'm able to put my finger in there when I've got it unlocked, and then let's just try to lock it one more time. And when I lock it, nope, can't do it. So really cool, it has the lock built right in. Feels like a very strong, sturdy mechanism as well. And if I latch it up here, it sits right up there, and you can kind of see how that works. So let's take the Tesla plug off. Slides in and locks in very well. And then when I've got it locked in, I'm going to slide this pin down here, and I'm going to lock it. And you can see I cannot pull it out. And once I've done that, I'm ready to charge my EV. Now lastly, I'm going to compare these two adapters. So on the left here, we're going to have the A2Z Stellar adapter, and on the right, we're going to have the TeslaTap Mini. So if I put these right next to each other, I can see that it looks like the TeslaTap Mini is maybe a ½ inch shorter. Not much at all. Not much at all difference. And I can see the A2Z actually has hand grips, so you can actually grip this thing easier. The latching mechanisms are very similar. So spring-loaded, very similar construction. If we look at the pins look very, very similar. The TeslaTap looks like it's using brass. And when we look at the front, this is what we have there. And when we look at the bottom, on the TeslaTap, we just have that locking mechanism. And on the A2Z, we just have that slide mechanism. Unlocked, locked. Okay? So my recommendation moving forward, folks, is going to be the A2Z Stellar adapter. Check for a link in the video description. You'll also have a code down there where you can get 10% off this A2Z Stellar adapter. Also, one last note, if you're interested in picking up a supercharging adapter, the A2Z Typhoon Pro, you can combine that with this and get 10% off as a package to get the best pricing possible on both of these adapters. So what do you guys think? Do you like the TeslaTap Mini still? Or do you think this A2Z Stellar adapter is just as good? Let us know down in the comments section. As always, folks, remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you get notified anytime we add new content. And something new I'm going to try at the end of this video, make sure you hug somebody you love every chance you get. Take it easy, folks. I'll see you next time.